Well, everybody, it's more fun in the garage today. Back, more work on the coupe. Still trying to iron some things out. By the way, I put some Hawk HP Pluses on the front. Night and day difference. The thing stops on a dime and gives you 8 cents change. Or as they say, it stops like a cat on carpet. That's what they say. So today, I've got that noise, that clunky noise I had a few episodes ago. I talked about it. It's back. Seems like it's getting worse. And so I kind of jacked it up yesterday, and I discovered it's the new rod end. So this is the one that was on the car originally. I bought another one from Factory 5. This whole assembly put it on. It was great for just a very short amount of time. And now the rod end here, I can actually hear, I can move it back and forth. It's junk. So I'm going to yank that thing out of there. And what I've done is I bought an FK. In the off-road crowd, this is like the go-to rod end. They're not cheap. This thing was like 85 bucks. But you can buy the ones that Factory 5 is using for like 30, 25, I think, if you shop around. This thing, chromoly, is supposed to be the best thing out there. We'll see. So I'm going to put this in today. We'll see if it stops the noise, because you can hear that's where it's coming from. If I kind of push on that upper control arm, the bolt, you can hear it clunk, clunk, clunk back and forth, driving me crazy. So we'll see if this one's going to work. And then I also got a set of the Hawk HP Pluses for the rear. So I'm going to run HP Pluses all the way around. And the fronts, by the way, I don't have many miles on it so far, but it's very quiet because I had some on my old Mustang, and man, they were loud. These things so far, dead quiet. So we'll see. That might change. So I'll kind of show you how I'm going to change this rod end out. I don't think I showed it on the last episode. Because yeah, I'm hoping this stops the noise, because I don't like noises in cars. It makes me think something's going to break, and eventually it probably would. So we'll get this thing changed out. I'll take you through it. We'll get it jacked up, and I'll show you once I get down into the meat of it how I'm going to measure to make sure the alignment stays the same. So thanks again for watching, and follow along. Thanks. What I've done, because what's critical to keep the alignment situated is the space between the arm and the pivot here. So what I've done is I've center punched a little hole right here. Hope you guys can see this. And then I center punched a hole right on the bolt. So I'm going to take that measurement, write that measurement down, and then when I pull this thing apart and put the new rod end in, it better line up perfect. So I'll take my digital caliper here. We'll turn it on. Okay, zeroed out. Then what we'll do is we're going to trying to do this and hold the camera here. So I put the caliper point into that one there, up into the bolt head here. You can see, then we'll read this. So 3.759 inches. So 3 inches, 759 thou. And 5/10 if you want to count that. That's machinist terms for that. But what we'll do is we're going to write that down, and then we pull this all apart. We're going to make sure we put it back together. We get that exact same measurement. So I'll double check that one. I can use both hands. So yeah, you get the idea. I'm actually going to loosen up this nut here, and then we'll take this bolt off. And then I can pull the knuckle this way, lift the arm up, and at that point I can then unscrew this from this whole assembly. I'm going to try not to touch this. There's one less bolt I got to crack loose. This one here should come off pretty easy. As you can see, I've got my bolts labeled which way to loosen, so I don't even have to think about it. This one loosens this way, this one loosens that way, and I've got them etched into the nuts. Just a nice little thing to do when you're doing alignments, things like that. You don't have to think about it. So I'll probably be able to record this because I'm going to have to put some force into this. This bolt's on there pretty tight. And then we'll go and we'll yank this thing apart. Okay, so we've got our new rod end here. Here's the old one. We're going to swap this nut over, trying to keep it spaced. I'll count the number of threads. That'll get me pretty close. You can see this thing turns super easy. This one, I can't even turn it. It's a rock solid. This thing should be perfect, because really this thing, as it's going up and down, it's just rotating. So I think this should be muy better. So let's count the number of threads here. We'll move this nut over, and then we can reassemble this thing. Okay, so I got the rod end in. Now I'm going to make sure I get this my punch hold, which is right here, aims straight at that one. So we'll take this. Oh, sorry. That's pretty close. So then we'll take my caliper out and we're gonna measure. I'll put my back on my head here. Yeah, it's probably not ideal for you guys. Zero that out. Hopefully you guys can see this. I have no idea. .811, so I'm gonna have to go inward. Probably it'll start a half turn. So now we're gonna start making little adjustments till I get to where'd my number go? 3.770 as I got written down here. So we'll keep adjusting this in until I get to 3.770, and then we'll tighten up the lock nut and we're good to go. After I tightened up the jam nut, I'm at 3.5, so I'm 20 thousandths off. I'm not comfortable with that. I want to get a little closer, so I'm going to have to loosen this one back up. That way I can adjust it here and get it spot on, and then tighten the two jam nuts. So I want this thing to be spot on, but I'm going to tighten this first to make sure I don't have any little wiggle room in there. So let's get that torque down, then we'll remeasure, and then we'll see what we got to do first. So we're getting there. Okay, so as you can see, we're back together again. I'm within about 3 thou by the time I torqued everything down between here and here. Close enough. 3,000 is not going to matter. So, and I put a wrench on this and I kind of try to move it to get noise. There's no more noise. So I think I'm going to like these things. I'll get you guys the part number for this. I think it's actually stamped on here. Saw it somewhere. Maybe it's on the other side. I can't see. As I said, it's an FK. I think it's like a TFXL or something, but much more impressed. They're much more stout. The bearing in there, I think this thing should be rock quiet now. So I'm now going to put on the Hawk HP Plus pads. I don't think I'll show you guys that. You guys have seen brake pads go on before. You know, basically I pull this pin here out, take off the spring, pads slide out, new ones slide in after I scuff the entire rotor and then throw it back in. So wow, wow, wow. That's all I can say. The new rear rod end is in, and the car is a whole different animal. What's weird is when I get on and off the throttle now or push the clutch in, I used to get a clunking noise. I always thought it was just driveline slop. That is gone. It's a different car. Totally quiet now from back there, even though I can hear the left making a little bit of noise. So those rod ends are so much better than the ones Factory 5 provides. Highly recommended. I mean, the car just is quiet now. It doesn't clunk like it was on and off the throttle, which I thought it was because you were sitting right over the drivetrain. My Cobra used to do that too. I used to get clunking from the rear, and I'm wondering if those rod ends are just crap. So definitely FK, I'll get you the product number or shoot me a message on you know, YouTube, and I'll get it back to you. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it's on there. But what a night and day difference. So definitely worthwhile. I'm probably going to order the left. I got to look and see if the threads are left-handed or right-handed on that. So, because I'm not sure. I think it's all the same. But I'm probably going to order another one, just swap it out and be done with it, because it's definitely made a night and day difference. So thanks again for watching, and keep your eye on those things, guys. Just, yeah, they're not the best. So talk to you later. Thanks. Have a great one. Bye.